Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. Today, before we take up any other subject, if time possible, we will just read out one message given by Param Pujya Swami Bhumananji Maharaj, who has an ashram in near Trichur, something about old age, disease, the mindset of older people, and how do we view it spiritually. Majority of us are coming under that category. So somebody felt it would be inspiring if we go through that. So let us see what Pujya Swamiji wants to tell us. Harihi Om Tat Sat Jai Guru. I was speaking about physical sickness, how to deal with it, so that in spite of ill health, life becomes enduring, joyful, and involving. I was explaining the ways to ensure that we will be able to continue without any difficulties our activities and interactions that we are expected to take up. I have always felt that as we grow older, we must be able to live with mind's health. The body will start declining after the age of around 21. That is the time we become full-grown adults in the prime of youth. We come to know of our ability to think and take decisions. So as the adult life commences, body reaches full growth and thereafter starts declining, but the mind opens up. This is the law of nature. If this is what nature has designed, I think with the power and potential of the mind and intelligence, we must be in harmony with the bodily decline. Understand that as seekers, we are given to austere life. An austere life always aims at the deeper layers of the mind, intelligence, heart, thereby deriving greater strength. There will be reconciliation and harmony with the factors around. So you should develop an austere temper, as a result of which, even under physical sickness, of course, you should give proper medical attention to it. Your mind is not subdued by it. Let not any physical sickness paralyze or weaken your spiritual mind. If the body suffers from ill health, attend to the physical condition medically, but for most part, rely on the virtue of your mind, its strength and inspiration. Have that reliance. I sometimes give a special mantra to the seekers of truth. Of course, it is not necessary to have a separate mantra during ailment. The one given during initiation, Diksha, is sufficient. But sometimes the mind feels an insufficiency. The purpose of the mantra is to enable the practitioner to survive all forms of crisis. The crisis can be physical, bodily, maybe by way of an incurable or threatening disease or disability of the body, or it can be mental crisis. Whatever it may be, your mantra will look after the impending difficulties. What do you have to do? You must resort to the austerity of reconciliation and harmony with factors around, as well as the reliance on your mantra. This is called austerity. Austerity of reconciliation and harmony with factors around, as well as the reliance on your mantra, by virtue of which the external or bodily situation is remedied. It is possible. You should remember this. Try to induce your austere temper and austere dedication to develop this inner strength and health. Once a friend told me, Swamiji, as we grow older, we get many kinds of sickness, ailment and other problems. They cause a lot of pain and discomfort. How to tackle these and be at home with them? What can be done? He also seemed to indicate that as age advances, joy and happiness of life decrease. But is it true? I have heard two important people say, quote, life becomes more beautiful as we grow older. What does it mean? Look at your own days of youth. You were not able to enjoy life when you were young. You were busy, running to the office, pursuing different kinds of careers. You had no time to talk to the children. Extra hours of work were dragging you to the office. Because of all these, interpersonal relationships suffered a great deal. It could not have been otherwise. You did not know how to look after the first child. You bungled. You meddled with the stars, and a lot of misdoing was there. When you become older, you find that you are able to appreciate the grandchildren. You become more tolerant, forbearing, patient. As you become mature, you become better in your interactions. That is why generally children like the grandparents more than the parents. One mother was quite old. She was in her 80s. I once asked her, how do you find life now? She said, very good. Is life more enjoyable at a younger age or at an older age? In her own characteristic manner, she told me, Swamiji, in young age we have no patience. We cannot enjoy life. Life is more beautiful when we become older. Keep this as an ideal, and you must find life more beautiful as you grow older and older. It is possible that you are sick. When it is called for, take a little rest. Seek the assistance of medicine, but ultimately understand that your own body has to provide the strength. By the way, my reply to my friend was, no, I do not agree. Here in my Satsang, there are quite a number of old people. How do you say that old age is always a problem? It cannot be. You have to understand your own body more and also have an idea of the science of physical health. Consult the doctor, get informed from different sources, take exercises, have a little of supplements in the way of medicines, but the mind should not become fatigued or weak. For every ailment of the body, you must say, I will surmount it, I will live with it, and tact. I will live with it with tact. The whole life is only to live and outlive. So every disease must be faced with mental strength. Have that constant reliance upon your mind. This is where spirituality helps you. Austerity is the way. Have that sense of austere dedication that will help you. How will you develop it? Tell your God mentally, oh dear Lord, you have created this world, you brought me here. As long as I am alive, I have to look after my affairs. How can I do that if I become so weak? So a little alteration in my body and make me healthy. Either let my body drop or make it fit. I give you the choice. Accept the better. You are giving a choice to God. No? In this candid way, you should converse with your Lord. What does it mean? This intimate conversation is the process by which you become more confident. This is the way to become more austere. Your faith will become more stronger. That is the way to look at your health and afflictions. For a little thing here and another small thing there, do not magnify matters. Do not brood over your disease. This is what I have to tell you, and it is possible. Hari Om Tat Sat, Jai Guru. Not that we are ignoring, Swamiji does not want us to, Swamiji wants us to train our mind, If we ponder over it, we may get our own so many dimensions. But Swamiji touches and kindles some aspects. of how to deal with ailment, old age. Because during our young and middle age, we hardly give importance for any of these things. We are busy, totally busy. Only when we snatch a few days and go to a spiritual institution for a change, for a retreat, then we can witness ourselves what we have been doing. But everybody, they do not get that privilege. Some are given that privilege. Even in their hectic life, they rush up to some spiritual centers, and where they, refresh, recharge, look so many things. If we look back our own life, we will find that our periodical visits to spiritual institutions have definitely helped us. The only thing is we should become aware of it. Every time God facilitates us to go to such a place, and at least be for a few days from our common run of life, with all its appendages, and when we go through a process by which we try to become aware of God's presence, we become aware of God, who is the originator, who is the great provider. It might be at the intellectual level. And when we go back, probably we feel that we are square to one. Some impact will be there. Again, next time when we go, God will arrange proportionate to the intensity we have. He will arrange some more additions to our journey. And definitely, when He makes us to feel that we have discharged all our responsibilities and makes us to fully plunge into this, whatever He has already given will be there to support us. Nothing will go in vain. This assurance also we should know. Many old people we have seen highly contented, without any grumblings or complaints. Even when they are passing through very stressful period due to physical ailment, they are in a position to accept everything positively. How do they get this? Only because of these. So, constant pondering over will definitely help us. Every now and then, whenever He offers an opportunity, we should cash it, that's all. One shloka, one satsang, one retreat will definitely help. Even one visit to a temple, nothing will go in vain. All these, later on we will come to know that all these are efforts to link ourselves with Him. Because at that time, tall philosophies may not enter into our heart. So He provided us through various other channels by which we get sentimental, emotional satisfaction. Bas, it is all right. For example, we remember mid-60s when we come on leave from Chennai, we directly go to Guruvayur. Go to Trichur, Cochin Express, and then from there by bus. We go there, have a dip in the temple tank, make a pradakshina, then go back to our chowdhury. There was some chowdhury there. You will be given a mat. You will be given a what do you call that? something to keep inside, locker. And then we go for food, night also program at early morning, 3 o'clock we are up again. We will be there to have the Nirmalya Darshanam. Thrilling. We cannot explain the why and whereof. And then immediately after that we leave, go back to Wayanad and then get back to Madras. A few hours. Any such thing, there we found how the devotees, old devotees, lady devotees, how they were complaining to Lord Krishna, why you are delaying all these things. And then the moment the Sanctum Sanctorum opened, the Garbhagriha opened, how everybody was in tears. This sight, it is still lively in our mind. That is why we said nothing will go in vain. The purest form of bhakti by which we commune with him, though he is within us, for our own sake we bring him out in the form of the chosen deity, and that relationship is bonded, concretized by such events, and we get a thrill out of it when we are made to watch. And at this stage, probably when we look back, it gives us a lot of joy. With Papa's teachings inside, when we know that he is with us, he has been with us, not even a minutest part of the second he is away from us, but he chose to not reveal this. And at the same time, he did not, from inside, he used to give the prompting to take up all these things, to keep the link alive. At that time, we did not know. So that's why we said nothing will go in vain. So instead of brooding over what we don't have, why not we make a list of what all he has blessed us with? It will immediately have a soothing effect. We won't say that the physical pain will not be, it will be there, agreed. Unbearable pain will be there, but still, during some gap between that, he will give us this so that it will have some cushioning effect. Oh, let's Puja Swami Bhumanji Maharaj's letter give us more and more light on this aspect. I think we will once again read for the sake of those who join later. I was speaking about physical sickness, how to deal with it so that in spite of ill health, life becomes endearing, joyful, involving. I was explaining the ways to ensure that we will be able to continue without any difficulties our activities and interactions that we were expected to take up. I have always felt that as we grow older, we must be able to live with mind's health. The body will start declining after the age of around 21. That is the time we become full-grown adults in the prime youth. We come to know of our ability to think and take decisions. So as the adult life commences, body reaches full growth and thereafter start declining, but the mind opens up. This is the law of nature. If this is what nature has designed, I think with the power and potential of the mind and intelligence, we must be in harmony with the bodily decline. Understand that as seekers, we are given to austere life. An austere life always aims at the deeper layers of the mind, intelligence and heart, and thereby deriving greater strength. There will be reconciliation and harmony with the factors around. So you should develop an austere temper, as a result of which, even under physical sickness, of course, you should give proper medical attention to it. Your mind is not subdued by it. Let not any physical sickness paralyze or weaken your spiritual mind. If the body suffers from ill health, attend to the physical condition medically, but for most part, rely on the virtue of your mind, its strength, its inspiration. Have that reliance. I sometimes give a special mantra to the seekers of truth. Of course, it is not necessary to have a separate mantra during ailment. The one given during initiation, Diksha, is sufficient. But sometimes the mind feels an insufficiency. The purpose of the mantra is to enable the practitioner to survive all forms of crisis. The crisis can be physical, bodily, maybe by way of incurable or threatening disease or disability of the body, or it can be mental crisis. Whatever it may be, your mantra will look after the impending difficulties. What do you have to do? You must resort to the austerity of reconciliation and harmony with factors around, as well as the reliance on your mantra, by virtue of which the external or bodily situation is remedied. It is possible, you should remember this. Try to induce your austere temper and austere dedication to develop this inner strength and health. Once a friend told me, Swamiji, as we grow older, we get many kinds of sickness, ailment, and other problems. They cause a lot of pain and discomfort. How to tackle these and be at home with them? What can be done? He also seemed to indicate that as age advances, joy and happiness of life decrease. But is it true? I have heard two important people say, life becomes more beautiful as we grow older. What does it mean? Look at your own days of youth. You were not able to enjoy life when you were young. You were busy, running to the office, pursuing different kinds of careers. You had no time to talk to the children. Extra hours of work were dragging you to the office. Because of all these, interpersonal relationships suffered a great deal. It could not have been otherwise. You did not know how to look after the first child. You bungled, you meddled with the task, and a lot of misdoing was there. When you become older, you find that you are able to appreciate the grandchildren. You become more tolerant, forbearing, patient. As you become mature, you become better in your interactions. That is why generally children like the grandparents more than the parents. One mother was quite old. She was in her 80s. I once asked her, how do you find life now? She said, very good. Is life more enjoyable at an younger age or at an older age? In her own characteristic manner, she told me, Swamiji, in young age we have no patience. We cannot enjoy life. Life is more beautiful when we become older. Keep this as an ideal, and you must find life more beautiful as you grow older and older. It is possible that you are sick. When it is so called for, take a little rest, seek the assistance of medicine, but ultimately understand that your own body has to provide the strength. By the way, my reply to my friend was, no, I do not agree. Here in my Satsang there are quite a number of old people. How do you say that old age is always a problem? It cannot be. You have to understand your own body more and also have an idea of the science of physical health. Consult the doctor, get informed from different sources, take exercises, have a little of supplements in the way of medicines, but the mind should not become fatigued or weak. For every ailment of the body, you must say, I will surmount it. I will live with it, with tact. The whole life is only to live and outlive. So every disease must be faced with mental strength. Have that constant reliance upon your mind. This is where spirituality helps you. Austerity is the way. Have that sense of austere dedication. How will you develop it? Tell your God mentally, dear Lord, you have created this world. You brought me here. As long as I am alive, I have to look after my affairs. How can I do that if I become so weak? So, do a little alteration in my body and make me healthy. Either let my body drop or make it fit. I give you the choice. Accept the better. In this candid way, you should converse with your Lord. What does it mean? This intimate conversation is the process by which you become more confident. This is the way to become more austere, your faith will become stronger. That is the way to look at your health and afflictions. For a little thing here and another small thing there, do not magnify matters. Do not brood over your disease. This is what I have to tell you. And it is possible. Hari Om Tat Sat, Jai Guru. Everybody heard this? It's a tonic. A sagging morale, it will get immediately enlivened. Because we feel when we get sick, oh, something has befallen and I will not be able to do it. I am denied of the usual. Like that, for even small things we will use to grumble and complain. But a satsang of this will definitely help us to absorb everything. It's all right, that is the way He has designed it. But we have been given the freedom to pray to Him. And to what extent it comes from the bottom of the heart, that depends upon the relief we get. If it is a superficial prayer, it will hardly have any effect. You gave me we know by your teaching that we have come from you. You are the Bijam. In 5 or 6 or 7 slogas in Bhagavad Gita, you made us aware. And naturally then, you provided the body with 70 or 80 or vital organs and about 200 or 300 subsidiary organs. And when you made me to come out of the mother's womb, you provided everything that is necessary for my basic requirements. And when I started growing, you provided all the creature comforts through your creation. Due to my misplaced priority, I would have neglected my physical body. Or by nature also it would have gathered, my prarabdha also would have brought in that. And then I get ailment. Initially I manage with some medicines and carry on with my life. But as the age advances, we find at times we name it as insurmountable, unbearable. Now you can't keep quiet. Please step in. Give me the mental strength. Mental strength to bear everything bravely. And if possible, try to reduce my physical deficiencies. Because I know that if I am free from fever today, tomorrow I may get another disease. Because this physical body exists because of various factors on which I don't have any control now. Not merely the food. The body's capability to adjust with different climate, different exposures. So the mental, at times suppose when we pass through mental struggle, it will have its own impact on the body. So there are many factors on which I don't have control. So at this time, I plead, please step in. Do not be there as an observer. Give me the mental strength to handle everything bravely. And if possible, try to cure it. If that is not possible, bless me with anayasena maranam. You have given me this body, take away this body. So every day, suppose we repeat this prayer, On some day it will come from the bottom of the heart, because he will give you some ailment by which it becomes more concentrated. And at that time, one day he will definitely hear our prayer. Not that we want to shirk any responsibility. When he has made us to come to this world, he certainly knows the date of death, the date of departure of this particular equipment. We accept that. Logically, rationally, it is okay. The date of birth is given by that power. So naturally, the date of birth or date of death is also decided by that power. In between, he seems to have given a sense of freedom for us to feel that we are individuals absolute. And so with that freedom, later on he makes us to feel that this individual freedom is also given by him. And so through our spiritual disciplines, we try to establish a line of communication with him, channel of communication with him. And through that, we now pray to him. Many of us would not have reached the stage where we say, enough is enough. Mamupetya punarjanmam dukkhalayam ashashvatam. That stage probably none of us have reached, where we say enough is even, I have realized that this is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So until such time we can say that you give us the strength and courage to bear this bravely, and if you find, please step in and release me from this body, anayasena maranam, without giving trouble to anybody else also. Because when I fall sick, I feel I am giving trouble to others. Whether others feel it or not, I feel it. No. So I should not be a problem to others. So kindly step in and give me the order to quit, or give me the strength to bear everything and accept it as a part of my nature of the body. This much we have to keep on going through that. Anybody else would like to say anything? വേണം ദേഹിമേ കൃപയാദംബു ശംഭോ ത്വൈഭക്തിരചഞ്ചലം. അത് വേണം. അനായാസേന വേണം. നമ്മളെല്ലാം ചൊല്ലണം. നമ്മളെല്ലാം എല്ലാം പാസ്പോർട്ടെല്ലാം വാങ്ങി എല്ലാം അയച്ചേ. As soon as the flight is announced, we have to just go, that's all. Keep everything ready, packed. Let us be ready. When the physical ailment comes, probably we may lose this balance. அதுக்கு தான் சாமிஜியோட இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. We may find some cushioning effect is there. The other one should go on, because as long as you feel I can continue your job, okay, otherwise you please relieve me. I don't want to continue 1 minute more than what you have assigned. If you are giving me an option, I don't want to continue. But as long as you want, I will continue to work out your will through me. That is one stage. Another stage is when we are obsessed with so many things, we have been given the freedom to pray to him. Anayasena maranam.
Not think about the body much. Not think about the body.
Agreed. Not think about the body. But when the ailment comes, we will be, a few people only may be able to not think about the body even during ailment. But we are talking about the people who are bodily suffering. We want to do certain things, we are unable to do. There is some limitation there as we keep on aging. We cannot be as active as we were. So many compulsions. So at that time, we can have this prayer. Each one can draft out their own prayer based upon their present state of health. The idea is to somehow make our mind passive, level-headed, not to get ourselves demotivated, depressed, dejected, dispirited. Suppose we start doing this, all these things will have some, like a shock absorber, it will be able to absorb the shock. Some cushioning effect. We have seen, it is not a tall talk, we have seen many, many people.
Actually, karma has got its own effect, Ilya. Karma has got its own effect, Ilya.
இருக்கும் அதெல்லாம் இருக்கட்டும், அதெல்லாம் நம்ம we accept, but at this time we are trying to bring into our mind these types of thoughts.
We are not able to digest when the end comes because of that.
One minute. Somebody is telling her. 1 minute.
Kalyani Amma was able to sit erect for
We put our legs out, Swamiji, but she was sitting erect all the whole day.
There are many people who are in a position to do that. So it is not an impractical one, or it's not a tall talk. We have seen even people who are not following the traditional spiritual path. We have seen their maturity level has gone up like anything, and they accept everything peacefully. Okay, if that is the way you want, okay, that is also okay. So what is needed is some balance of mind. We have to somehow keep our mind away from this grumbling and complaint. And when we are unable to do so, we intensely pray to Him. When the inconveniences, dominate our mind, the restrictions, the limitations, when they occupy our mind, naturally there will be some moments of despair. At that time, we should not lose heart and pump it again with all these things. So this might help. Once in a way, when we keep on doing this, it might help.
Somebody is trying to show something. That thing is coming.
Where?
Why it's jumping?
That is okay.
It's not working.
No. No.
I have knee problem. It's very painful. And as you say, sometimes, I used to grumble and then feel, why is it so? See, it curbs my regular activities. Apart from that, I want to go to places like this and go to temples. But the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, something like that. Then I feel, okay, அவ்வளோ தூரம் போகணுமா, இப்படி போகிறது கஷ்டமாக இருக்கு, போகாமல் இருக்கலாமா, பட் my spirit doesn't allow it. Go. But you have to take
You will bear with it.
But this keeps on coming, and I always feel, why this negative thought, once you want to go to some place, why should we go? They pray for me. See, this kind of thing.
It will come. The limitation we become aware, and we suppose we take it as a part of the nature growing, You see, suppose you have got some agricultural background. When you plant a plantain and watch its growth, then the fruition takes place. Then it takes nearly 3-4 months for it to ripen. And then you find after the fully ripening stage has come, it gets dropped if we don't pluck it, dropped from it. So a wonderful lesson he teaches through that. This is the being. It was in the form of a flower. Then the pollination took place. Then the fruit was born. And then it became bigger. And then the maturity process started. Then it became fully ripened. And then dropped. This is the nature. So one day it has to be dropped off. Oh. So if I become aware of all these things, I will not grumble about what is going on as a matter of routine. It is a part of the nature. Why should it happen? We will not say that. These points might give us some relief. Another person who is in a position to take everything passively, it will give us a lot of confidence. So the final message is that we try to bring him into the picture. Because he is the originator. He is the great provider. If these 2 points are becoming clearer to us throughout our life journey, it will have a tremendous positive impact in times of crisis. Because he has originated, he has got a reason. And he is the great provider. Without my asking, he has been providing everything. The very air I breathe, I did not bring. All the creature comforts which I am using, even the very language, I have not created. Everything, right from the tiniest to the grossest, he has provided through his creation. When that be the case, is it all right on my part to grumble on certain things which are a part of the natural routine? All these thoughts will give us some effect. And our prayer should be to give us the strength and courage to bear everything bravely. That is important. Whenever we feel tossed, and all our spiritual studies should zero up to this. Ultimately, we should zero. Otherwise, what happens? If I concentrate more and more on my body, my identification of the body, if it is intact, it will be difficult. But at the same time, suppose some degree of non-identification of the body, the spirit behind the body is slowly recognized in some measure. I won't say 100%, 10%, 5%, 15%. The indwelling spirit. We all know when the life ebbs away, when the body is kept on the pyre, it will not come out and cry, it's getting burnt. So who is complaining now? It cannot be the body. We have attended many funerals, We have taken the body and placed at the pyre. We have lit. And we have seen how the body gets disintegrated and brought out in the form of an ash. So, now who is making me to feel? So like that, there is a conscious effort on our part to differentiate between the Deha and Dehi. The Kshetra, Kshetratnya, Vibhaga Yoga in Bhagavad Gita. The knower and the knower of the field and the field. So all these things will help us. It's not academical. It will definitely help us. It will slowly help us. So when in times of when we become old and when the body becomes, I may feel the pain, I may ask for, I may say, it's very difficult for me to do that. But still, there will be some moments in between to come and give me some cushioning by way of this. He is working out my prarabdha through my body. Oh, right. Again I pray, give me the strength to bear this ordeal. The other day we were sharing one It must have been in 2008, very near to our ashram. One devotee who used to regularly come here for flower offerings, spend time. Then later on, for some months, he was not seen. We were told that he had been affected by cancer. So he went through all these treatment, and one day he called. He wanted us to go there. Then he said, "I have told my wife and children that the time is approaching. I have to leave the body. Whatever is to be done at the Vyavaharik level, I have done also about the whatever I have, whatever is in my name. They should take it sportively. And then I just wanted to see you, that's all." We went there, and we also gave him a pillow. That pillow is a special pillow where a Bombay devotee has placed what do you call that, chanting box. The moment we put our head on this, it automatically you hear the chanting, Papa's Ramnam chanting. So we gave it there, and if we remember right, on that day or next day night, he got up to go to toilet, and from there he called his wife and said, "I'm leaving." He left. And he was very calm, quiet when he explained to me, "God has given me enough." Highly contented, no grumbling, no complaint. He has accepted the reality, the body is subject to this, and the body, it's a terminal disease. Anytime it can go, so let us be ready with that. Instead of why it has come to me, why should it, I should have done this, that, nothing like that. A sense of fulfilled life, Yeah, that is the right word. With a sense of fulfilled life, he was able to accept everything sportively. So God gives us opportunities for us to be in touch with such person, so that this might all add in times of need in our life. So think about all these things, practical. How does all this, the spiritual discipline he has facilitated us, how is it helping us? It is not merely during our healthy days, It is for our throughout. Right from the moment we were conceived as a seed by our father and mother, till this moment, he has been with us, he is with us. So he knows what is to be done, what is not to be done. He has given us a sense of freedom by which he makes us to forget about his role in our life. Then slowly he makes us to reveal through trying experience, through satsang, through swadhyay, through so many things. And he also makes us to go through some severest trials where he steps in and gives us the needed strength and courage. Watches us whether we are praying for that or whether we are grumbling or complaining. This is not the only method. This could be one of the methods, and he will prompt each and every one to draft out their own method. We heard today Swami Bhumanandaji's perspective. It will be helpful. We develop our own. Each one has to develop their own, based upon our own experience and our perspective or ideal of life. And surely he will give us. Because he is with us, he has been with us. This is what we have to keep on happy. Everything zeros to this. He is with us, he has been with us. Even when we did not know him, even when we did not realize him, even when we did not worship him, even when we doubted him, even when we denied him, even when we unknowingly insulted him, he has not left us. This suddenly gives us his love for us. So the moment we come to know that he gave us this out of his love for us, then will he forsake us? Will he forsake us? He won't. He is the great protector. Papa's name is the great protector, savior. All these, the cumulative effect of all these thoughts will definitely give some cushioning to us in times of stress at the physical level or the mental level. And Swamiji also mentioned, we should not forget that, the name, mantra. So in order to give a boost to it every now and then, we try to remember the holy and all-powerful name of God. Whatever is possible, wherever is possible. Because nothing will go in vain. One Nama chanting will not go in vain. One Nama writing of Nama will not go in vain. All these things will add. So through mantra we are trying to remember him. That also Swami Bhumanandaji made a mention. Mantra, austerity and mantra. And yesterday we had a very wonderful Mauna session day. There were about 5 sessions of sitting, 2 sessions of walking, 1 session of seva, 1 session of writing Ramnam, and 1 session of hearing Ramnam, and then feedback. Many of them have sent their feedback. We have not been able to go through entirely, but even during the time of seva we could find ladies, numbering from 30 to 35 or 38. Not a word comes out, not grumbling, no complaints. And in Gen section we were witnessing that. It was a sign, it was a sight to be seen, no sound. Each one is sincerely trying to do the seva. And those who are unable, they look at people who are doing it well and then seek their assistance in the form of some signs, and then everything went off very well. Throughout the day they did not open their mouth. They were able to conserve the vocal energy. They were able to apply their mind on the various aspects that are welling up in the mind, like thoughts, like the gap between the mantras, like breathing. Just watching, hearing trying to do the mental chanting, like that, and while walking. Somebody was telling, I could not go for the walking. Somebody said every step they were consciously, they were not looking at here and there. So it was an altogether wonderful session where the mind was trained to some extent to concentrate upon one thing at the exclusion of others, so that the mind can turn towards the origin, the indwelling reality. Somebody wanted we should have 2 days session, 3 days session, something like that. Let us see how Papa takes us further. So that was also a wonderful journey we were blessed with. Okay, from tomorrow onward we will again restart our Bhagavad Gita from what we have done last. Of course, we have been able to do some fine-tuning, and let us see how it takes us in the second reading, how it takes us further to consolidate, so that sitting in one posture, in 1 minute, we will be able to feel ourselves joining with Mother Nature, Mother Gita, through at least one, 700 slokas spread into 18 chapters. At least we get connected to one aspect out of this. If that is there, the whole game is worth. Because we are very particular that it should not slip into an academic or textual exercise. We don't want that. We were very clear right from the beginning that it should enable us to improve the quality of our life. A quality of our life means whatever thoughts, whatever words, whatever deeds that go out of us, it should benefit us, it should benefit others. Nothing should be detrimental to others. If at all we make a slip, we repair the damage. Because we are very clear now. All my thoughts, all my words, all my deeds should be beneficial to others, not detrimental to others, because all have come from one source. As Papa used to say beautifully, we all belong to one family. We are a part of the stupendous whole. So slowly, this is what Gita says. So through various slogas, the Lord has been trying to highlight these aspects. If we can take that message, the decoction, the extract, it will definitely help us to improve the quality of life in terms of making it productive, making it vibrant, making it useful, making it beneficial to not only to us but also to the rest of the creation. Let us try tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om. Namaskar. Namaskar, Namaskar.